Hey, I'm Sean.
And I'm Christopher.
And we're Outbound Herbivore.
Maybe you know us from our social media where we post all about vegan food from Seattle and abroad.
We also host exclusive vegan events such as our dinner parties, pop-ups, and our mini market.
We even started Seattle's only vegan magazine.
We started Outbound Herbivore for our love of food and travel. Literally all our trips are planned around where we're gonna eat, and more importantly, we like the conversation that happens over food and how a meal can bring people together.
We're gonna take you on a journey with us to discover unique, creative, and delicious vegan food across the country.
We're gonna explore cities, stories, and culture and meet special guests along the way. Today, we're in Seattle, the beautiful city that we get to call home, and we're so excited to take you to our new favorite restaurant, Shelter Lounge in Ballard.
This restaurant recently converted from a non-plant-based menu to fully plant-based just a few weeks ago, and today they're launching their new brunch menu.
Ooh, you know I love a good brunch, and I heard they have chicken and waffles.
Let's go check it out. Hey, Derek.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Hey.
Give you one of these?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Excited to be here. It's nice and warm in here.
Yeah, it is. Cozy.
Tell us what's been happening with Shelter Lounge. Obviously, you've made a lot of changes recently, and you got a fully plant-based menu.
You know, this pandemic is, it's made a lot of people have to really get creative with how they're going to be able to survive. And we knew that it might separate us from the 50 bars and restaurants that are in this small little area. My little girl is allergic to everything: eggs, dairy, wheat, Trina's soy. She's allergic to everything. So we had to make a lifestyle change for her. I don't know if you have kids, but once they get to a certain age, they want to eat everything you're eating, and if they can't have it, they're pretty upset about it. So
well, he wants to eat everything I'm eating.
yeah,
too.
exactly. So that's kind of what sparked my interest in plant-based food. What I've really enjoyed seeing are all the new patrons that have come in, specifically coming in for the plant-based menu items.
I mean, obviously we're really excited. There are very few fully plant-based options here in Seattle, so having something that you can go to, know everything is going to be plant-based, you don't have to look at every ingredient or ask the server. It makes it so easy for people to come here or bring their friends and family that are plant-based and just be able to have a relaxing dinner and not have to worry about things. So.
I'm a big fan of anything fried, so this is the right place to come to. Hey!
Hey, Keaton.
Hey guys.
How's it going?
We're about to roll out our first brunch, which is exciting / nerve-wracking. I got some biscuits going, I got all the gravy going, and I think we're ready to roll, and hopefully we can crush it, and if not, we'll learn.
What is your approach as a chef to vegan food?
It's kind of twofold. One, there's just a kind of thing that everybody expects to have and you need, and there's a thing that you can't really find in this town. I try to find a good mix of the two. So if there's a void that needs to be filled, I try to figure out what that is, and if it's something I would like to tackle and make it a kind of a nostalgic experience, I try to do that. Fried chicken, for example, not a lot in this town, so that was kind of the clear choice for me. Is okay, let's make a fried chicken sandwich that tastes kind of maybe like KFC or something like that. Everything needs to kind of at least tell the brain, hey, how is this vegan, and hopefully that kind of translates into an experience. The tough things about being a vegan restaurant is a lot of people, I think some people expect you to make your own meats because that's what it would mean to, you're a restaurant, you should do that, or it's how you become a real restaurant. But on the other hand, it's we're making everything else, and a traditional restaurant, they just buy the meat and they season it or they marinate it or whatever. And so it's adding an extra layer of things, and then that kind of cost doesn't really get talked about much.
Well, and I think that's a great point because a lot of people do often comment on the price of vegan food. What's your experience in terms of pricing, and how do you guys keep it competitive?
Honestly, what I could say, and on behalf of most of the vegan restaurant owners, I'll say that they're always trying to make the price as low as they can. It probably pains them to, when they're making the menu, to type in that number, and they're but it's it's either a fair price or it's actually underpriced.
So what do you think will be the biggest hit today?
I think the chicken and egg biscuit is going to be the winner because it takes that fried chicken, it's got the gravy, it's got the biscuit. It's sort of like and I'm not saying it's going to end up being the most popular, down the road, but I think that's the one everybody's going to like dive into first.
Alone in silence.
Mark Diamond is one of our good friends and a very talented musician here in Seattle. He's also vegan, which is awesome because we love spending time with him and his partner, Allie. And we're super excited for him to join us today and learn more about his approach to veganism and what he sees for the vegan world in the future.
I wish we could get up and give you a hug, but social distance as much as we can.
Thanks for having me here.
Thanks for coming.
Last time I was here, it was like a club, and I was dancing, and I haven't been here in the daytime, so this is really cool. I'm really excited.
Well, I say we check out the menu first and figure out what we want to order.
We just got done talking with Keaton, and we just saw the biscuits. They look super good. And chicken and waffles.
Every time I see chicken and egg, even though it says 100% plant-based, I'm always like, I
when it
don't
says
know.
butter, you're like butter, and then you're like,
Yeah.
is it plant-based?
I'm like, is it really plant-based, or are they trying to trick me?
I think I know what I want. You guys know what you want?
There's a lot of options.
What do you get? You're probably getting the chicken and
I'm
waffles.
going for you got me. I'm going for the chicken and waffles.
That
of
doesn't
course.
surprise me at all.
Yeah, if I can dip it, I'm good. Or if I can put sauce on it, I'm good.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thanks.
Do you know about our new plant-based menu?
Yes, we do.
That's why we're here.
That's so good to hear.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles, okay.
Can I do the breakfast burrito as tacos though? With the just egg?
Can I do the sausage and egg, please?
Perfect.
I am so excited.
Brunch is our favorite. We used to have you over for brunch all the time.
Yeah, we did. Before I moved to LA, we would have our Saturday or Sunday morning brunches where you would cook for us. But
Well, you're lucky because you have your wife, Allie, who is an amazing vegan chef.
she is.
We
Yeah.
love eating her food.
Yeah.
Anytime you come over.
It's so good.
Yeah, my family's always like, well, I could be vegan too if I had someone making that good of food all the time. And she does cook. I try and every once in a while give myself a little bit of credit because I do love cooking. But I think it's more, I have a pretty severe attention span issue where it's like if there's something going on, I look the other way. So before you know it, I'm burning things. Ooh,
That
my
looks
goodness.
delish.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
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 I had no idea that you guys were going to be here today, so this is so weird.
Oh, really? So you just moved back to Seattle from LA, but you're originally from here, and you've been making music here and back and forth between LA for a long time. Yeah. What do you think about the vegan food here in Seattle?
I was living in LA for 2.5 years, and I got really used to that sort of lifestyle in terms of being a vegan in LA. There's so many options everywhere.
We go down there, and every time it's new options.
Oh yeah,
It's
and
crazy.
really, really good food as well. Whether it be food trucks or bars or basically everywhere you went had vegan food. And so kind of that first year of living there, I'd come here and I was like, I had my spots that I came to, but I still felt like Seattle was maybe a little behind. A lot of places have vegan options,
Yeah.
but it's not super, super common for a place to be entirely
Yeah.
plant-based, which is why I'm so eager to try this out. Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
Got these sausage.
Oh yes.
Oh my goodness, thank
Yum.
you so much.
Chicken and waffles
Yum.
and the breakfast tacos. That's
My
a
God.
Chipotle mayo for you.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Do you need any hot sauce or anything else at the moment?
I think
Yeah.
I think
hot sauce.
hot sauce.
Sure, I'll be back with that for you.
All right,
Thank you.
Thanks. Oh my. And a little more syrup.
I'm doing it.
Christopher calls me a sauce baby.
Yeah, you all.
You literally put sauce. If we
what I call
get
you, too.
anything that has sauce, he'll order 5 times the amount of sauce.
Yeah?
So good.
Coming from Mark on breakfast junk food, that's a pretty high standard.
Yeah, he doesn't like
This is amazing.
junk food all that much. Even though sometimes We'll give him some pizza and he'll like that. We have breakfast in a taco?
This fried chicken is so crispy and there's like a really nice peppery kind of taste to it. The waffle's really good too.
That looks. The texture is literally perfect. Oh my god.
Sorry, no food waste here, guys. How do you like the just egg?
I love it. It's funny because people always ask, they're like, since you've been vegan, what's the one thing that you just crave or that you miss as far as meat or animal products go? And I really don't crave anything. I never have missed anything. And then just egg kind of like reminded me of, oh, you know what? I kind of did miss like that part of breakfast is having, you know, I don't know. Just egg has like been huge for me. I think for a lot of people as well, because like if I give it to my parents who aren't plant-based, they can barely tell the difference.
When I first went vegan, I was scared that I would miss a lot of things. You're like, am I gonna miss that? Will I crave this? How can I give up cheese? And I think we've just been like so accustomed to eating these things that your body and your mind tells you that's what you crave. But then when you don't have those things and you start having other things, you explore other tastes and textures and all these other things that you haven't ever had before. So your body starts craving those things. And like when somebody asks me like, well, does it taste like chicken? I don't even remember what chicken tastes like anymore.
Right.
So I'm like, I think so. It tastes good.
The other thing that I think is funny too is when people say like, well, if you're vegan, why do you want something that's like fried chicken or biscuits and gravy?
Thing, yeah.
And it's like, we didn't go vegan for the taste or the flavor. We went vegan for other reasons. It's what's behind it and the moral decisions that people make to not eat meat. It's not the taste or the flavor.
Right.
I never even had chicken and waffles before I was vegan.
Yeah.
I think this is perfectly delicious as it is.
That's like going to what you were saying about like people say, what do you miss most? It's more the experience. I mean, like our whole friendship has been basically centered around food.
Oh, that's all it's been. Without the
Yeah.
food, I don't know if we'd be friends, actually.
Probably
But
not.
Probably
yeah.
not, no.
This food has been amazing. I'm gonna keep eating a little bit of this, but we're really excited to take you to one of our favorite places in Seattle.
Yeah. We're not going to tell you where yet. I think it's going to be a great time. So. There's a lot of great views in Seattle, but for Christopher and I, one of our favorites is the view from South Lake Union on the water. We're at Electric Boat Company and we're about to hop on one of their fully electric boats and head out to the water and show you what this 360 panorama view is all about. I don't know about this, guys. Okay, this is a little more bumpy than last time. Oh, that's water.
Our camera crew gets seasick, so let's be careful what we're doing here.
Last time we were out here, it was like perfectly smooth.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy.
This is, I'm gonna go ahead and call my mom really quick. Tell her I love her, hold on.
Wow, it's a bit rocky. I must say that this view is pretty insane.
And you can see like all parts of the city from here.
The city is absolutely beautiful. Especially like the more cities that you go to and just see around the world, you realize how unique Seattle is just in general.
Yeah, totally.
So you just moved back to Seattle from LA, and you moved back right in time for our fall season, which is usually just a lot of gray weather and rain. Does that inspire any of your writing? How do you notice that your writing changes for your music while you are here?
I've always partially blamed Seattle weather for my
Being a
style.
sad boy.
Yeah, for my style of music for sure. It's moody, you know. It's like the other day it was like hailing, and I was standing outside of a coffee shop. I was about to get coffee, and the coffee shop got struck by lightning. The building got struck by lightning, and then 30 minutes later, clear blue skies, and I'm like,
that's the thing with Seattle, you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, which is, I love that. So I think just like everything else that I do or that I see in my life influences my music in some way. Seattle, 100% is probably the most influential thing on my music, for sure.
You know, we've been huge fans of your music even before we met you.
Very true.
And we fangirled a little bit when we did meet you.
Oh my goodness. Meeting you guys and having like our relationship being centered around food, but also I think music is a big one as well, because that's how you and I met, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, at a place with food.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
it's
it's
just
a good combination.
Yeah.
This is Fremont right here, right? And we're under the Aurora Bridge. Fremont's a little crazy. They like to think they're the center of the universe. They actually have like giant planets and rocket ships and stuff, and a bunch of other very obscure things. There's a giant troll under the bridge that a lot of people go to see. And it's a really cool area because you're right here on the canal that comes in from the Ballard Locks, which comes in from Puget Sound. So basically, any boat that's coming into Lake Washington has to come in through here. This Fremont Bridge, though, I mean, it's like the shortest bridge on this part of the canal. So it goes up and down all day, every day, except maybe on days like this where there's fewer people because it's so cold. But it goes up and down all day. So if you live in here and you're trying to get across the canal, you have to go around or wait, 15 minutes for traffic to clear up. It's not the most ideal situation, but I think living on the canal kind of gives people around here just a little bit different life where they feel more part of the city and like see a lot of things coming and going and being on the water.
Yeah, that's very true.
What did you think of the food there?
I loved it. I loved it. It's so funny because vegan gravy, I was slightly worried it was going to be like too sweet or something, but it was perfect. It was creamy, it was thick, it wasn't like runny, it wasn't watered down at all. It was perfect. It's exactly what you want. So I loved it. I'll definitely be going back there again for sure.
I think fried chicken sandwich or chicken and waffles or biscuits and gravy, these are all things that people love, and they love and remember. And it's like, what better way to introduce someone to a different lifestyle than like offering something that they already know and love. What we post is a lot of junk food, but it's because
mainly junk food.
Yeah, mainly junk food. And
but it looks good though.
But I think that's because like that's what people like to find and discover, because you can make a salad at home, you can get a salad in a lot of places, but I think the novelty of finding something that is nostalgic and that you can remember and relate to is really powerful for a lot of people. And like I said before, it's a bridge to people who aren't vegan. We talk about it quite often. Instead of being preachy and telling people they have to eat this or they're wrong, it's to introduce them and show them how it can be better.
So here's Fastworks Park. This is actually where Sean proposed to me.
Yeah,
He planned like a whole 5-step
scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then right up at the top of the hill there, he proposed to me.
What did you say?
I said, let me see the ring first.
And then I said, let me see my ring. The joke is I still don't have one.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
But no, all of our family and friends, except you, were not there.
I was in London.
Yeah.
Yep. But I saw
So-
pictures. And
So
it
you're
was
not
very
invited
cute.
to the wedding.
But I'm here now. I'm here right now.
That's all that matters.
I'm a little cold,
I know, it's a whole
and
ball.
I think we should go grab some beer somewhere. If you
Yes,
two are
please.
down.
Let's do it.
All right.
Sounds good.
This is perfect.
I wanted to take you guys to my favorite place. So cheers.
Cheers.
Fremont Brewing is amazing, and all vegan beer. So
It's great to know,
Yeah.
because not all beer and wine is vegan, which is always a struggle for us, no matter where we go. Even when we're at the store, we'll spend like 45 minutes in an aisle.
So you can feel a little less guilty having beer now, which is why I like it so much.
I think that takes the hesitation out of it a bit.
Yeah,
so.
it's kind of a safe bet.
It's interesting when you go to a brewery and you ask, is the beer vegan? They're like, of course it's vegan, but they don't really know.
They look at you like you're kind of weird.
Drinking beer outside always reminds me of like traveling for some reason. What are you thinking is the first place like you're dying to go after all this?
I've been craving going to London. It's kind of like, I don't know, like you are always outside drinking or eating, and I miss that a lot.
I know you were in London this last year, right?
Yes. Yeah,
And you wrote some music while you were there?
Yeah, I was working on a project in London.
What songs did you write while you were there?
I wrote a song called Hummingbird while I was there. I worked.
Did you write my favorite song called London while you were there?
Actually, no.
What?
That's like the joke when I'm like playing shows, is I always have to be like, you know, like this next song is called like, you know, Anna, which I wrote in Seattle, and then this next one is called London, which I wrote in California, and then it's kind of like, wait, what? London has amazing vegan food as well.
Oh yeah.
Which you guys have been to London before, of course.
Well, I would say Amsterdam was my favorite
For vegan food.
for vegan food, yeah. And then I'd say London was pretty high up there. Paris, we happened upon like this vegan expo while we were there.
Oh yeah.
Just like randomly. We went into a patisserie and they had like this flyer, it said like vegan expo, and we were like, where is this? And they were like, train that way. And I was like, what? Okay, and then we went. There was like 50 vendors.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
There are a lot of people, but all
Yeah.
definitely like very, like from the community there. And so when we got there, and unfortunately we don't speak any French, and so we were a little lost, but
Yeah.
people are like, how did you find, they were like so surprised that we were not from there, from the area.
yeah.
And they're like, how did you find out about this? Oh, that's awesome that you're here, and just like very welcoming.
Yeah.
Like it seems that anywhere you go, the vegan community is always like very supportive and like loves to talk about food.
Yeah.
So it's just great going to places and meeting other people that have like a similar interest in food and just like already having something to talk about.
Food is such a big part of culture in general. So that was something like in my travels so far, especially since I've been vegan, there's kind of been this like question mark of like, how's it gonna be trying to eat vegan
Oh yeah,
in Thailand?
every city. It's
And
always a question.
from my experience, I'm not sure about your guys, but in my experience, it's been a lot easier than I had anticipated. And that's only going to improve, right? So as we go on into the future, it's going to get easier and easier to be plant-based and traveling as well.
I think in the last couple of years we've seen it grow exponentially, you know, and you know it says a lot. I think when places like Shelter Lounge are making fried chicken sandwiches and chicken and waffles.
And once it becomes a little more affordable for like at least prepackaged
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
we'll see a lot more people do it. I think people have this misconception that eating vegan is really expensive.
yeah.
And if you are only eating like vegan cheese and meats that you find at the grocery store, yeah, it's going to be expensive. Or if you're only going out, it's going to be expensive. But there are so many things that you can incorporate into a vegan diet that aren't, you know, manufactured.
It's like, think about where we're at now with it and the different options we have for cheese and for meats and the restaurants that are opening up and all of this that's happening is really exciting. But I'm also super, super excited from 5 years from now when we have made a change that is visible, that we can see and is truly, truly impactful, and all of the amazing restaurants and options that are going to be all through Seattle.
Yeah, seriously. Cheers to that.
Cheers.